For reasons I don't entirely understand, people like to give millennials a hard time. Yeah, what is that about? You know, old people complaining that the youngsters are the reason for the world being out of kilter these days.
No.
Crazy theories, yes, right? Crazy theories about how, like, young people are living in their parents' basements or something, playing video games, smoking weed. They don't have time to get a proper job, and that's the reason for the global economic crisis. Some people even blame the millennials for lowering house prices.
What?
Because the youngsters are holed up in the basement, they're not getting a proper job and getting a mortgage and buying a house in the suburbs, like decent people are supposed to do. I don't know, it all seems very tired to me. There was even a fake viral crisis last year where millennials were accused of buying too much avocado toast. And as a result, using all of their disposable income, and they were therefore unable to avoid the mortgage bond on the house in the suburbs.
No.
Anyway, the whole fake crisis, of course, has been played by vendors of retail products, and in this case, Saucony, the shoe brand, have hit it spot on with the launch of this product.
What is it?
This is the avocado toast sneaker. So not only can you pull a fat finger at the old people for complaining about eating too much avocado toast, you can go blow some of your money on some avocado toast sneakers. That'll show them.
Shut up and take my money.
Shut up. Did you know there's a thing you can buy on financial markets called a Ronaldo bond?
What?
Yes, a Ronaldo bond. It's a financial debt instrument issued by the Italian juggernaut football club Juventus FC, and it's called the Ronaldo bond because the club's fortunes financially have taken a massive lift off after they signed Mr. Ronaldo there from Real Madrid during the summer of 2018. It's a listed entity on the Milan bourse, and the share price, you can see, just rocketed back then. Because, of course, the club benefits from all of the attention, the fans, the excitement, the TV rights, and, of course, the Ronaldo shirts. All the little boys must have one of those. Unfortunately, the way it works in financial markets is that when the going is good, like all good capitalists, they tend to issue more debt shares and that kind of thing. There's a term for it. It goes like this: when the geese are quacking, you should feed them. It basically explains the scenario where, you know, if investors are all horny and yapping about getting something more, you should give them some more of what they've been yapping for. Yeah. So that's what the club did. They issued a whole boatload of Ronaldo bonds, and they were doing pretty well until the round of 16 in the Champions League, when Juventus went to Madrid and got their backsides kicked 2-0 by Atletico Madrid. So the bonds actually plummeted. The club, of course, is hoping to use the money anyway to buy some players who are not in their 30s and over the hill like Mr. Ronaldo, but that is just by the by. As far as this particular issue is concerned, you could say perhaps that the Ronaldo bonds have taken a dive. Yes, well, Africa is the continent of opportunity, but it's true there are a few problems. As they say, it's perfect, but there's plenty of room for improvement. Here's an example. One of the things that worries people about Africa is relatively poor logistics and transport infrastructure between African countries.
Yes.
This is an interesting example. So look at the map across over my shoulder. This is the capital of the Gambia, which is a country up there in West Africa. The capital is Banjul. And it is surrounded by the country of Senegal, right? And that is the capital of Senegal, Dakar. So someone pointed out that they had contracted with DHL in order to do a delivery of a parcel from Banjul in the Gambia up to Dakar in Senegal, which is basically about 300 kilometers away. You could just basically drive up the A1 N5. It's about 300 kilometers. It's like driving to Bloemfontein. That's not going to take so long.
Yeah.
How do you think the parcel actually went? It got picked up by DHL and flown out of Banjul all the way to Brussels in Belgium.
What?
It was then transferred on another flight to Paris, France. It was then flown all the way from Paris, France, back down to Dakar, where it was delivered to the intended recipient.
What?
That's it. That's how this stuff works. Therein lies the problem. Damn! So the Trump-Kim summit in Vietnam did not go so well. No deal. Disappointing. All that really was achieved was that vile little dictator Kim Jong-un got a whole lot of attention. unwarranted, it turns out, because there's no ways he's giving up his nuclear warhead, what's, because that's the only reason anybody ever talks to him. The one benefit, I suppose you could say, is that it was good for business in Hanoi, which was the host of the venue of the whole thing. For example, this barbershop in downtown Hanoi was offering free Trump or Kim haircuts. And as you can see, people were lining up left, right, and center, although I think you'd have to say that the Kim hairdo looks pretty good. I wouldn't mind one of those. But the Trump hairdo, no. I mean, that mustard-colored hair dye.
No, thanks.
Oh, that looks ill. That looks sick.